beautiful morning. A chick-faced boy was sleeping peacefully. Who is he? He is Park Jimin, only child of Parks. He study in university. He is 25 years old. He has a crush on a guy named Yoongi. Yoongi is 26 years old. He is his classmate. Yoongi is heartthrob of university. Enough of the introduction, let's dive into the story now. He was sleeping when his mom came in his room to wake him up. "Jimina, get up," Mrs. Park said. "5 minutes more, Mom," Jimin said. "Your appa will be angry, baby." "Get up," Mrs. Park said. "Just 5 minutes, Mom," Jimin said. "She said get up, so get up, Jimin," Mr. Park said while standing on the door. Listening to his voice, Jimin got up. "I'm up, appa," Jimin said. "Good. Get fresh and come for breakfast," Mr. Park said as he went from there. "I feel like he doesn't love me anymore," Jimin said. "He loves you, baby. He is just kinda strict," Mrs. Park said. "Not kinda so strict," Jimin said. "Silly. Now go and get fresh before he scolds you again," Mrs. Park said.
Going, Jimin said. He lazily got up and went from there. "I don't know when this shit will leave our house. I'm tired of him," Mrs. Park said.
After saying this, she went from there. Actually, Jimin's parents never loved him. They just want to get rid of him.
In dining room, when we will get rid of him. "I hate him," Mrs. Park said. "Don't forget you were the one who wanted to adopt him years ago," Mr. Park said. "Jimin is their adopted child. I just wanted a baby at that time, but now I don't want him anymore," Mrs. Park said. "Don't worry. He'll get married soon, then we'll get rid of him," Mr. Park said.
"Thank God," Mrs. Park said. "Now keep quiet. He'll listen to us," Mr. Park said. "Yeah, you are right," Mrs. Park said. After some time, Jimin came there. "Good morning, Mom, Dad," Jimin said. "Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Park said. "Jimin," Mr. Park said. "Yes, Dad," Jimin said. "When you will come back home today?" Mr. Park said. "At PM. Why?" Jimin said. "After coming back you've to get ready," Mr. Park said. "Why?" Jimin said. "We've to go somewhere," Mr. Park said. "But where?" Jimin said. "I'll tell you later. Just get ready," Mr. Park said. "Okay, Dad," Jimin said. After that he went to the university. Jimin was walking in corridor when someone jumped on him from behind. "He knows who is it. Ya Jungkook," Jimin said. "I missed you," Jungkook said. Someone was looking at Jimin with a lot of affection. "We just met yesterday," Jimin said. "Still I missed you," Jungkook said. "Cheesy bitch. Get off of me," Jimin said. Jungkook stood on the floor.
"You call my love cheesiness. You are so bad," Jungkook said. "Yes, I am. Tell me something new," Jimin said. "Yoongi was looking for you," Jungkook whispered in his ear.
What? Why?" Jimin said. "Who knows?" Jungkook said. "You are lying, right?" "Why he'll look for me?" Jimin said. "Maybe he needs something from you," Jungkook said. "What he needs from me?" Jimin said. "Maybe your V, aren't it?" Jungkook whispered in his ear.
"Yeah, shut up," Jimin said. "Ha ha, I'm just kidding. Let's go to the class," Jungkook said. "I already knew it. Let's go," Jimin said.
They both went from there. "He is so cute, Taehyung," someone said. "Yeah, Hyun. Just confess to him," Taehyung said. I don't have courage, Yoongi said. When you'll have courage? When he'll get married then, Taehyung said. Don't say this. I'll confess to him soon, Yoongi said. Hope so, you will soon come soon, Taehyung said while rolling his eyes. What about you? When you confess to Jungkook, Yoongi said. I brought chocolate, teddy and a ring for him today, Taehyung said. You are confessing to him today? Yoongi said. Taehyung nodded his head. Really? Yoongi said with a shocking expression. Yes. Believe it now, Taehyung said. When you'll confess? I mean at which time? Yoongi said. At lunch break on the rooftop. Come there with the camera too. Capture everything, Taehyung said.
All right, but how you'll tell him to meet you at Rooftop? Yoongi said. I'll tell Jimin to take him here, Taehyung said. What you'll say to Jimin? Yoongi said.
I'll tell him everything, Taehyung said. All right. I'm excited for lunch break now, Yoongi said. Let's go to the class now or else the professor will kick us out, Taehyung said. He won't even let us enter. We are already late, Yoongi said. Nothing's new, Taehyung said. They both laughed and then Yoongi said. Let's go now, Yoongi said. They both went from there. They reached the class and was about to enter when Professor said, From whose permission you guys are entering? Professor said, We gave an advance fee. We don't need permission, Yoongi said. It doesn't mean you'll do whatever you want, Professor said. We can do anything, Yoongi said. I'll take you to principal office, Professor said. We don't fear anyone letting us in now. We gave him an advance fee. He won't say anything to us, Yoongi said. Professor sighed and said, Come in and try to behave a little, Professor said. Whatever, Yoongi said. They both went to their seat while Jimin mumbled. He is so hot, Jimin mumbled. Professor starts to teach while Yoongi and Taehyung were laughing.
Why are you guys laughing? What's so funny? Tell us also, Professor said. Leave it. You'll mind it, Yoongi said. No, tell us. We also want to laugh, Professor said.
Don't mind later. By looking at your tummy, it feels like you are pregnant with triplets, Yoongi said. Whole class starts to laugh listening to it. Kim Taehyung and Min Yoongi, out of my class, Professor yelled. Everyone stopped laughing. Look, you mind it, Yoongi said. Shut up and get out of my class, Professor said angrily. Let's go from here, Yoongi Hyung, Taehyung said. Yeah, let's go, Yoongi said. They both got up and started to go out of the class when Yoongi said, Be careful, you are handling triplets, Yoongi said. Before the professor could say something, they both rushed from the class. Time skips. Right now, Jungkook and Jimin were going to the cafeteria when Jimin said, Jungkook, go and buy food. I'm coming after using the washroom, Jimin said. Alright, but come fast. I'll buy after you'll come back, Jungkook said. Alright, I'm coming in sometimes, Jimin said. Jimin went to the washroom while Jungkook went to cafeteria. Jimin came to the washroom. After using washroom, he was about to go when Yoongi and Taehyung entered the washroom. Hey Jimin, Taehyung said. Yes, Jimin said. I need your help, Taehyung said. Yes, tell me. How can I help you? Jimin said. Can you bring Jungkook to Rooftop? Taehyung said. Huh? But why? Jimin said. All right, I'm bringing him, Jimin said. Thank you, Jimin, Taehyung said. You're welcome, Jimin said. He went from there. He came to the cafeteria and saw Jungkook sitting on a bench. Hey Kook, Jimin said. Finally you came back. Let's buy food now, Jungkook said. He was about to go when Jimin said. Wait, Jimin said. What happened? Jungkook said.
First go to the rooftop. Taehyung was calling you there, Jimin said. He was calling me at rooftop. Why? Jungkook said. I don't know. He didn't tell me, Jimin said.
Come with me, Jungkook said. He called you, not me, Jimin said. Please, not Jimin, Shi. Come with me, Jungkook said. Fine, let's go, Jimin said. They both went to the rooftop.
They reached rooftop and saw rooftop was decorate. What's all this? Jungkook said. Suddenly Taehyung came in front of Jungkook and kneeled in front of him. Jungkook moved back.
Jiyeon, Jungkook, I love you from the day I saw you. Will you be my boyfriend? I promise to keep you happy and I'll admire you my whole life, Taehyung said. Jungkook was too shocked to say anything. He also has a crush on Taehyung, but he never thought Jungkook will confess to him. Will you? Taehyung said while looking at him with hopeful eyes. I'll be your boyfriend. I love you, Jungkook said. Taehyung got up and pulled him into a kiss. Jungkook also kissed him back. After some time they broke the kiss. I love you, Yoongi said. I love you more, Jimin said while blushing. Then they both starts to date each other. Time skips. Right now Jimin was in his room getting ready. I wonder why Dad called me at X restaurant, Jimin said. Let's go and see, Jimin said. After getting ready, he went to the restaurant. Right now, Jimin was walking in restaurant looking for his parents, when someone called his name. Jimin, here, Mrs. Park said. Jimin saw his parents and went to them. Why you guys called me here? Jimin said. Sit here, Mr. Park said. Jimin sat beside him. He was about to say something when a man with a boy came there. Hello, Mr. Park. How are you? That man said.
Hello, Mr. Young. I'm fine. Sit please, Mr. Park said. Hello, uncle, that boy said. Oh my, you grow up so well, Mr. Park said. Who are they? Jimin mumbled. Meet them, Jimin. He is my friend Young, and he is your soon-to-be husband, Yoonwoo, Mr. Park said. Husband, Jimin said.
Yes, husband, Mr. Park said. But Dad, Jimin said. Shut up and sit, Mr. Park said. Jimin didn't sit anything and sit back. Your son is so beautiful, Mr. Young said. Now yours as well, Mr. Park said. Haha, yes, Mr. Young said. Uncle, if you don't mind, can I talk with Jimin in alone? Yoonwoo said. Yeah, sure, Mr. Jiyeon said. Jimin, Yoonwoo said while forwarding his hand. Jimin didn't hold his hand, but he got up and said, Let's go, Jimin said. Yoonwoo awkwardly put his hand down. They both went out of the restaurant. They both came out when Jimin said, What you wanna talk? Jimin said. Yoonwoo held his waist. Hey, what are you doing? Leave and me, Jimin said. You are so beautiful, baby boy, Yoonwoo said. Leave me, said, Jimin said. Now you'll be mine. I won't leave you, Yoonwoo said. Jimin somehow pushed him and said, "Don't ever dare to touch me," Jimin said.
Oh, baby boy got mad, Yoonwoo said. Jimin didn't said anything and went inside. Yoonwoo also went behind him.
Time skips at home. Right now everyone was sitting in the living room when Jimin said, "Dad," Jimin said. "Yes," Mr. Park said. "I don't like Yoonwoo. I don't want to marry him," Jimin said. "You'll marry him only," Mr. Park said. "I won't," Jimin said. "You've to," Mr. Park said. "Mom, say something to Dad. I don't like Yoonwoo," Jimin said. "I can't say anything. He decided it for your own good," Mrs. Park said. Jimin angrily got up and yelled, "I hate you guys. You never loved me," Jimin said. Mr. Park furiously got up and said, "Shut up and about loving you. Yes, we don't love you. You are nothing but just a burden for us," Mr. Park yelled.
Really? I'm a burden for you guys, Jimin said sadly. Yes, you are. Even you are not our own son. We adopted you. Now we both regret it, Mr. Park said.
"If you don't want to marry him, then leave our house," Mr. Park said. "All right. Give me some time. I'll leave that house of yours," Jimin said. Jimin rushed to his room after saying this. "Such a shit he is," Mr. Park said. "We are getting rid of him, honey. Let's celebrate," Mrs. Park said. "Yes, you are right. Let's go out today," Mr. Park said. They both went from there. Meanwhile, Jimin came in his room and starts to cry. He started to remember what his parents said. He didn't realize when he slept while crying. Time skips to the next morning. Jimin got up. He sat on the bed. Suddenly he remembered what happened yesterday. His eyes got teary, but then he said, "Let's be strong. God is just taking your test. He takes the test of those he loves," Jimin said. While encouraging himself, he got ready and went to his university. He came to the university, but today he wasn't cheerful. He was walking when Jungkook approached him. "Hey Jimin," Jungkook said. Jimin didn't say anything. "Hey, what's wrong, Jimina?" Jungkook said. "Nothing. Let's go to the class," Jimin said. "First tell me what's wrong," Jungkook said. "I said nothing. Let's go," Jimin said. Jungkook thought to ask him later. "All right, let's go," Jungkook said. They both went to the class. "What's wrong with his behavior?" Yoongi said. "He was looking at them from behind. Who knows?" Taehyung said. "I wanna confess to him today, but he is looking in a bad mood," Yoongi said. "You can confess to him. Maybe he'll get happy," Taehyung said. "You are right," Yoongi said. With that, they both went to their class. Whole day Jimin was in bad mood. Yoongi kept an eye on him and noticed his mood whole day.
Right now, Jikook were in the library when Jungkook said, "What's wrong with your behavior?" Jungkook said, "Nothing," Jimin said. "I am your best friend. Tell me," Jimina, Jungkook said. Jimin looked at Jimin with teary eyes and started to tell him everything. "I can't believe your parents did this with you," Jungkook said. "Am I really a burden, Jungkook?" Jimin said in a sad voice. "No, Jimina, you are not. They don't deserve you, but tell me one thing," Jungkook said. "What?" Jimin said.
You'll marry that guy now, Jungkook said. I don't have any other choice, I guess, Jimin said. confess to Yoongi and run with him, Jungkook said. You are saying like he'll agree, Jimin said. Who knows, if he'll agree then you'll run with him, Jungkook said. If he did then I'll run with him cause my parents wanna get rid of me but I won't confess, Jimin said.
You should, Jungkook said. Let's drop this topic for now, Jimin said. Finally, Jungkook said, was that they both went to the cafeteria. Time skips. Right now Jungkook was with Taegi. Jimin didn't know about it. I wanna tell you something, Yoongi Hyun, Jungkook said. Yes, tell me, Yoongi said. Jungkook took a deep breath and told everything to Yoongi. Alright, Jungkook said. Time skips. Right now Jikook were walking when Jungkook said, Jimin Shi, Jungkook said. Yes, Jimin said. I am feeling suffocated. Can we go to the rooftop? Jungkook said. You can go, Jimin said. Come with me, Jungkook said. I don't wanna, Jimin said. Please, Jungkook said. Fine, don't do this cringe. Let's go, Jimin said. They both went to the rooftop. Buy a ring or something she likes. Go kneel down and confess, Jimin said. Yoongi took out a ring box, kneeled in front of Jimin and said, I love you. Will you be my boyfriend? Yoongi said. Yes, like this, Jimin said. I asked it, Yoongi said. What? Jimin said. I confessed to my love, Yoongi said. Wait, what? You confessed to me, Jimin said. He was shocked and happy as well. Yes, Jimin. I love you from the day I saw you. Will you be my boyfriend? Yoongi said. Jimin didn't say anything. He made Yoongi stand and kissed him. After some time they broke the kiss. Should I take it as a yes? Yoongi said. Jimin blushed and said, Yes, Jimin said. I love you, Yoongi said. I love you more, but Jimin said. But what? Is it about your family? Yoongi said. How do you know? Jimin said. I know everything. You can stay with me, love, Yoongi said. I don't wanna become a burden on you, Jimin said.
Jimin was hurt, but Yoongi handled him and told him that they don't want anyone else. Soon they both got married after completing their university and got married. The NG.